So YouTube, it's me again, back with another video. Kind of wanted to give a little update to the last video about the C5 radio install. I think, and this is an opinion, that I have found what I would consider the best option for the 1.5 inch radio that exists in the C5 Corvette. Just a little backstory. I explained in the last video my car has actually been sitting just about all summer. I've driven it twice. I had to get the rear main seal done, as well as the both oil pans twice. Just to be honest with you, the first time I got the oil pan done, they didn't do a good job. It was leaking initially. As soon as I took it back to get it done again, all of a sudden, because they had to do it free, and this is just, the rear main seal was an issue also. So either way, that's been rectified, and so at this point the decision was made to go ahead and install a two-step LNC 2000. When I decided to install the LNC 2000, I had to take the dash apart to properly install everything the way it needed to be. In doing so, I found that the previous owner did not do an excellent job a lot of the wiring, so I wound up taking a lot apart and decided to replace the radio as a result. In doing my research on C5 forums, C5 on Facebook, groups on Facebook, as well as YouTube, a lot of people pointed to the joint 8.8, but I have to be honest with you, after speaking to people that own it, as well as looking at a lot of reviews, for $450, a lot of people said the lifespan on the actual head unit itself was only about 3 to 6 months. I know a coworker personally who was on two and had to replace 2 display units in 9 months because the display seems to be faulty. That being said, just scouring the internet, there's not a lot of options on 1.5 inch DIN. I was going to go the double DIN route, but you have to replace the entire radio bezel. I can get a double DIN bezel for like $120, but the issue is I already have a carbon fiber bezel which costs $800. So there was no way I was going to get rid of the carbon fiber bezel and replace it with the double DIN. So after looking and looking, I think that I found what I needed. So this is an ESGU. It's a single DIN, but it's a full LCD display. It's touchscreen. It has Apple Play. It has GPS, as well as mirroring for video, as well as backup camera. Now, I have gone through a lot in the past couple of days to get this unit to work. The biggest issue that I encountered, you need if you have the Bose system, you need the ROEM Vet 1 pack system in order to use your Bose current system. What I found with that unit is that there is no, there's a 12-volt constant, which is your yellow, but then there is no ignition. And so I had to find the ignition. Now, I didn't want to mess with the actual ignition. So in the passenger footwell, there are 3 wires. There's a yellow, red, and a black. The yellow wire is actually 12-volt ignition. And so I spliced that and used that to wire the radio to the red line that comes on your pack unit, which I'll show you later. But I didn't fully install it because upon doing so, having the dash apart, I said, you know what, I don't want to take this thing apart again. Let me just run the 4-gauge sub-wire in the event that I want to install a sub-an amp. Then that led to let me run the REM. When I purchased this unit, I didn't purchase the backup camera because I didn't want to use it, but after seeing how clean the display is, I'm going to wait, order the camera, and install that also. So it's not going to be a full install, but this is just going to be a general video just to kind of show you what it looks like when it is installed. So forgive me, I don't edit my videos. I'm a true car head. I'm a tinkerer. It would be nice, I guess I would have a bit of following, but at the end of the day, I just love cars, and I work on them between the hours that I'm able to, which isn't much with a work schedule and a big family. So let me take you over to it, get to it. So I guess the first thing I would have to do is install the battery. I disconnected the battery yesterday when trying to install the 4-gauge system. So let me go ahead I actually ordered these for the side posts on Amazon. If you need to add anything, like I currently have my trickle charger, it stays in the unit. I mounted it inside the battery box, as well as the LNC 2000, the two-step. That's going to be wired. If you have anything externally, subwoofer or anything, I definitely would recommend buying these. Again, I bought them on Amazon. They are gold, and I don't think I paid more than maybe $8 for the set. So let me install that first. Gotta have juice in order to play the radio. All right. Trying to do this with one hand, but may have to put the phone down for a second. May have to put this phone down for a second. Sorry. So I got that, and then in the last video I showed you, these cars are notorious for corrosion with ground, but any car that I have, especially if I do anything aftermarket, I always put a voltage stabilizer. This one comes with the full LCD display. You can get this on Amazon for like $17, but they also sell one that's non-display that doesn't show the voltage, and you can get that for a little less. I definitely recommend it. It comes with like 3 or 4 grounding straps. I ground it to the motor, I ground it to a few other things, so I definitely would recommend that if you're in the market. So, to where we are. Get some light in here. Some additional lighting. All right. So this is what the unit looks like. Obviously it's off. It's got some fingerprint smudges. But look at how nicely that fits in the dash. And again, it's not flush because I removed the retainer clips because I'm still in the process of installing other things. But I just want you to see, I don't know if you're going to get anything closer that fits that 1.5-inch dent space the way that does. I mean, it is beautiful. So I definitely would recommend this radio. And again, it did not cost a lot of money. So let me put the phone down, find the pack unit, and you see all my stuff is still disassembled. But this is your pack unit. So this is what you're going to need when you're installing your Bose system. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, this connects directly to your radio port. This part connects to your amp. And then it has audio out so that you can connect to a subwoofer, which I do plan on doing. This one red wire that comes with the unit isn't attached to anything, so you're going to have to find a 12-volt ignition source to plug that in so that you can use that. What I decided to do was, if you look at the passenger footwell here, you can see the yellow wire that I decided to splice into, because that's 12 volts. So if you look at that, you'll see a yellow, a black is ground, and then a red for a constant. I decided to go with the yellow, tapped into it, and now the radio comes on and off when I turn the ignition on. So that was pretty much the only thing, and that's the switch I decided to do, which started all of this right here. I did not want to get rid of my carbon fiber setup, but I think the switch is pretty nice. I'm still going to have to work on it a little bit. But The reason why I decided to go with that is because the previous owner, I guess, had Series radio, and it was mounted right there, and it was a big hole. And once I uninstalled that, I didn't like the hole, but eventually I'll get to it. So let me show you what this radio looks like plugged up. And again, based on everything that I saw online, I mean, you have very little space to fill in between that radio. And again, it's not fully mounted because the retainer clamps that keep it in, I've actually pushed them out so that this doesn't lock in, so that I can finish working on it the way I need to. So I mean, that looks good. And as you can see, the footprint is quite small, so you can get that pack unit in there without issue. This is for your antenna, this is for your radio, and these are for, you've got one for your GPS here, and then you have one here. Now this isn't a CD player or a DVD player, this is a touchscreen Apple AirPlay with Android system. So let me show it to you. If you see that, that's your one pack unit connection here, and then here is going to be your amplifier connection. That's going to be here. All right, this is going to be the wire that I spliced into for memory. And that's going to be here, and I made it red. Right. And then this is the harness for the unit itself. That's going to plug directly into here. Like I said, the pack system is plug and play. It's a really good system. You got to forgive me for jumping all over the place, but I don't have a camera to kind of, you know, like I said, I'm not a techie. I'm a car guy. You know, I don't have time to edit these videos, but I just wanted to kind of show y'all what this system looks like for people out there who have C5s. You know, when you drive a Tesla, you know, I have a Porsche, a newer one, and so these systems are, you know, when you deal with these systems, they're all updated, man. And so the one drag of the C5 radio was it just looked dated. That 1.5-inch DIN, I still don't understand why they decided to go that route. You know, maybe if I had a CD player, I wouldn't be thinking that, but I had a tape deck, for Christ's sakes. And then the theft lock window was actually missing. It worked good. I would use a Bluetooth. But at the end of the day, when this option presented itself, I had to jump all over. So now I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to show you exactly how this unit looks. when I saw how clean the screen looked, I said, you know what, I have to get a backup camera. I mean, so this is your Navi, your music, your radio, and your Bluetooth, and these are your apps. And I believe when you press this button, actually, sorry, I'm gonna press this button, now it's gonna pull up so I'm still trying to familiarize my thing with this. This is your sound. And I'm gonna go to the home button. I'm gonna go to music. So the screen shows on there. So there's another screen here. Oh, you know what it is? It's the app screen. That's the screen I wanted to show you. Got Chrome, Bluetooth, radio, settings, file manager. File manager is where you would upload a picture of your vehicle and actually it'll display on the unit itself. Your maps, your Google Play Store, because I actually plan on getting a Bluetooth unit for this so that I can let my gauges, like the OBD2, the Bluetooth connection for the gauges will show on there. This is, I mean, dude, for the price, I can't complain. I can't complain at all. I think I told you on the last video, this unit cost me $69. So I mean, for the $450, for the way this thing fits, I mean, this is pretty clean. Now the maps isn't probably going to show up because I don't have the GPS antenna hooked up, but let me see if I can hook it up real quick, because I'm curious. I think this is Google Maps, but now I'm just curious to kind of see how it looks, or how it will look. Not showing anything right now. And this system, like I said, the way it's set up, I mean, it just was perfectly fitting there. So I would definitely recommend this. You know, I haven't had any issues with it so far. And again, at the price point, if you don't drive your C5, you know, it sits a lot. You know, I have no issue with this at all. So I do apologize for the constant moving around. I will try to do a better job of maybe getting some type of stand or something that can keep me in one spot. But right now, you got to get this video. I mean, you got to get this unit. I think it fits perfect, and it eliminates the hassle of you going out there having to purchase an entirely new bezel, as well as trying to find something that'll modify the dash to fit. So thank you for stopping.